Hi everybody, shalom shalom. This is episode 2 in my little memory talks about working with the late great voice of Israel, Mr. Arik Einstein. If you remember in the first episode I talked about how I went to Arik's apartment and I played him a song called the Sunday Evening Song, which was a song about my sister and I when we were little, with our mother looking at pictures in a photo album beside the fire. And when Arik heard that song, he liked it very much, and that's where he was inspired to want to make an album of children's songs. So then after we got that song down and he recorded it on his little cassette tape recorder, he asked me what other songs I had. And I mentioned that I had another song, but I wasn't sure whether it would be suitable for, for a children's album. And I told him the story of where this song came from, and I'm going to tell you the story right now, where it came from. This song was actually the last song that my dear friend Stan Solomon and I ever wrote together. And as many of you probably know, Stan and I lived together from the beginning of 1968 until the end of 1969. And in 1969, we lived in a hotel called Hotel Nessiona, which was on Robb Nessiona Street, right off of Ben Yehuda Street. And in that hotel, we wrote all the songs for the Churchill's album. So anyway, one night we were sitting around on our beds talking to each other, and we said, hey, you know what, maybe if we're lucky, they'll let us make a second Churchill's album. And we thought, well, if they do, we better start writing some songs and have some songs down. And so, as you all probably know, and I've mentioned before, we were very influenced by the Doors, Jim Morrison. And so on this night, I picked up the guitar and we started working on what we thought would be the first song for the next Churchill's album. And it was a very kind of Doors influence type of song. And actually, we didn't even have a title for it at the time, but I ended up calling it the Morning Song. And so the way I've told you the story now is exactly how I told it to Arik. And I said, Arik, I don't know if a Jim Morrison style song is going to be suitable for children's songs. And he said, don't worry, Habibi, don't worry, play me the song, I'd like to hear it. So I'm going to play the song for you now, just the way that I played it to Arik. And you'll see what I mean. Wake up in the morning So don't you pinch yourself. I've been playing games again, so don't you run for help. We look through shuttered windows as we rise unto the dawn. You know my love is so close by, so don't you look so forlorn. Drink a cup of coffee, share a little smoke. When we find our heads, girl, we see that life is not a joke. We look through shuttered windows as we rise unto the dawn. You know my love is so close by, so don't you look so forlorn. We drink our cup of coffee, we share a little smoke, and when we find our heads, girl, we see that life is not a joke. And that's exactly the way I played it to Arik 50 years ago, pretty much. And I looked at him and I thought, God, what the hell's he going to think about this song? And he looked at me and he took another hit on the joint that we had and blew the smoke into the air. And he said, "It's a good song, Habibi." And I said, "Oh yeah?" I said, you think that can possibly be a children's song on the children's album? And he said, yeah. He said, sing it again. And he recorded it on his little cassette tape recorder that he had there. And we listened to it back again, and he looked up and looked around the room and lit up another cigarette and puffed on a cigarette. And he said, "Yep," he said, "I think this is going to be a good song for the album." So actually what he did was he gave the melody to Jonathan Geffen, and this song turned out to be a song called Gil Ohevet Shiri, which in English, for my English friends, means Gil loves Shiri. And it was basically written about a little boy at school, and everybody in his class had a girlfriend except for him. And he was pretty upset about that. He said, this one boy has this girl, this other boy has this girl, this other boy loves the teacher and whatever. And he was the one that was all alone and didn't have any girlfriend. So that's what it turned out to be. And I sometimes wonder if maybe that's what it was like for Arik at school. I don't know. But anyway, that's the story behind Gil o Hevet Shiri, and it came from the last song that Stan Solomon and I ever wrote together, called The Morning Song. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little story, and next one will be episode 3, and I've got a very, very interesting story to tell you about where the next song came from. So take care, Shabbat Shalom, bye-bye for now.